Good morning, everyone. To me, this was just too long to make a post, so I just wanted to make a video about it. I'll try not to keep you very long. If you want to hang out and listen to what I got to say. So there's been some recent talk lately about people cursing, people, saying naughty words, as we would tell our children. Now, some people will make the argument that those are man-made curse words, that it's fine to say those words that society has deemed inappropriate words. And I just want to get on here. I want to tell you that's not true. That's not true at all. And it reminds me of the story in Matthew, I think it's 26, where Peter tells Christ, he said that, if others won't go with you, I'll go with you until the end. And I'm paraphrasing because I don't have the Bible in front of me, and so please don't jump on here saying I'm misquoting scripture, because I'm not quoting scripture. I'm telling you the story about what the scripture says. But, Jesus tells Peter, he says, before the cock crows, you'll deny me 3 times. Well, and that was in the chapter 26, in the 30s, verse 30s. Well, if you go on down to the 70s, the verse 70s, Jesus has been taken prisoner. Judas has betrayed him, kissed him on the cheek. They arrest him, and they're sitting there in an area, and Peter sits down, and Jesus comes out, and the Bible talks about that they're hitting him, they're beating on him, they're spitting at him, they're just doing all these horrible things to him. Well, then Peter is watching this from a distance, and then all of a sudden one person says, "Hey, you're one of them. You're one of Jesus' disciples." And he says, No, I'm not. This whole part of Jesus' prophecy where Peter would deny him 3 times. Well, then another little bit later comes to him and says, Yeah, you were with him. You're one of Jesus' disciples. And again, he denies him. He's denied him the 2nd time. Well, then the third person that come to him and told him, was talking to him about his mannerisms and how he spoke. He says, yes, you were definitely one of them. Well, what does Peter automatically start doing? He starts cursing and swearing, telling them that he is not one of Jesus' followers. And then all of a sudden the cock crows, and Peter realizes what he's done. What comes out of your mouth matters. It matters because you consider yourself a Christian, or you are a Christian. Started cursing to try to prove to them that he was not a follower of Christ. He sees what's happening to Christ. He sees him getting beat on. He sees him getting spit on, things like that, and he doesn't want that to happen to him. He does it out of fear. We pretty well understand that, but that's the reason he starts cursing like he's doing. He is doing everything he possibly can to prove, no, I am not a follower of Christ. And in those days, it kind of goes without saying right then and there that a follower of Christ would not be using that type of language at all. So that's why he starts using it to try to deter them from thinking that he was a follower of him. And it falls back on today. If you are a follower of Christ, as Ephesians 4:29 says, that corrupt communications should not be coming out of your mouth. You should not be having corrupt communications. It also talks about it again in Colossians, I believe. It matters what you say. If you're standing there around people as a Christian and you're doing all this cursing, and somebody that's standing beside you that's not a Christian, well, they look at you and they say, well, he ain't no better than I am. He talks the same as I do. And the Bible talks about that we're supposed to be a peculiar people. You know, we're set apart. We're different than the world. You should be able to look at a Christian and how they act, how they dress, how they talk, and be able to say, there's something different about that person. Not, he's no different than I am. From a sinner standpoint, we are no different at all. The difference is that between a Christian and a non-Christian is a Christian is a sinner saved by grace, and a non-Christian is a sinner that has not been saved by grace. But at the end of the day, when you look at the two, you should be able to blatantly tell the difference between the Christian and the non-Christian. There's a big difference in that, and that's all I'm trying to say is the tongue is a small member, as the Bible said, but it can inflict a lot of pain. It can do a lot of damage. And we need to make sure that we're bridling our tongues. Now, am I saying I never curse? Not at all. That would be a lie. And I'm not going to sit here and lie and say that I never curse, because I do. Most of the time, I don't mean to. It slips out. And I have to ask for forgiveness and try to do better the next time. Every night when I lay down to pray, this is how I generally start my prayer. Within the first minute of praying, I ask God to help me to be a better Christian tomorrow than the one I was today. Because I fail. I fail Him every single day. I'm going to do something. I'm going to say something. I'm going to think something that I ought not. We all are. I think it was Apostle Paul that said that he dies daily. That being said, we sin daily. We have to ask forgiveness daily and try to do better the next day. Proverbs says that a just man falleth 7 times, but gets back up again. And what that means is that we're going to fall. But we got to dust ourselves off, get up, dust ourselves off, and keep pushing, keep moving forward. So at the end of the day, guys, what comes out of your mouth matters. I say this to my son, and I had somebody, and I want to say it was my mama that says this to me, said that you are the only Bible some people ever read. And those are very few words, but they're very powerful. What Jesus are you showing the people that you are around? I hope y'all have a good day. I love you all.